Hi, my name is Barry Creviston, head football coach at Johnsburg High School, and I'm going to talk about our Scramble drill. The Scramble drill is something we work on maybe once a week. We don't practice it a lot, but when we do practice it, it kind of looks like a Chinese fire drill, but in a game it oftentimes works out, and it gives kids landmarks where they need to go if a play were to break down. As we coaches all know, not every play works out the way we've planned them. They always look good on paper, but when you put them into motion, sometimes they break down. This is basically just a contingency plan for us to have when plays don't work out the way you want them to. If you were working on scrambling, everybody has a plan, and that's the one thing I want to show you here. If you're looking at the slide, you'll notice that we ran kind of a tight end crossing route. The H runs a 5-yard roll. We have a takeoff, and we have a backside curl. The quarterbacks obviously took their drops, and we're looking at the play, and then the quarterback, and then the coach, myself, will yell, "Scramble left." And basically everybody knows that the quarterbacks need to take off and scramble left. That's when the contingency plan starts. The deepest near receiver to the quarterback, which in this situation would be the takeoff, he knows that he has to go to the back pylon his side. The nearest receiver, which is the H receiver running the roll route, he's going to get 5 to 7 yards and sit on the sideline. The Y, who's running the crossing route, he's going to find an intermediate spot between the deep and the shallow route and just try and get in an open area, find a void and try and get in the quarterback's vision. Now the backside receiver who ran a curl, he sees the quarterback scrambling away from him. He's going to run directly to the upright, and he's going to sit right underneath the upright. And that's just, that may be a long throw, but he knows that he needs to kind of get in the quarterback's vision. If the quarterback gets pulled up, he can turn back, look, and fire underneath the goalpost. Now obviously as a coach, you don't want to throw across your body late down the middle of the field. This would be, obviously that's the fourth option. I'd probably tell him to run before you go looking for that guy. The most important part is as you get to your landmark, make sure that you don't drift backwards. If you drift backwards, you're going to drift into another person's spot, you're going to drift to another person's landmark, and you're going to end up with a whole bunch of people in the same area. Again, that shallow receiver is going to be 5 to 7 yards. The deep receiver is going to be headed towards the back pylon. That middle receiver needs to find that intermediate zone space that he can find. The coaching tips for the quarterbacks is as they scramble, you obviously want them to get their shoulders around, try and get headed back downfield, target foot, target shoulder to your receiver, and you can tell him that option one is run, and that's never a bad option. But at least he knows if he keeps his eyes upfield that he's going to have options. He's going to have a short, he's going to have an intermediate, he's going to have a deep, and then he's going to have what I would call a backside bomb. But he doesn't have to throw that one. Again, he can scramble. Depends on what kind of a kid you have. If you have a good runner, I would tell him to run first. But if he's a good kid that likes to sit and wait and hold it as long as he can, he's probably going to find somebody open. This is again a drill that we use once a week. Maybe on Thursdays we'll go through our 5-step game with this contingency drill. And again, like I said, sometimes it looks like a Chinese fire drill, but sometimes in games when your quarterback stops, pulls up, and hits a kid after he scrambles for 10 yards, you can say, hey, we worked on that.